Hello, I'm John BenderWaffles Aljets, and today we're going to finally cover a highly requested topic, custom tile sets. The default tile sets that come with RPG Maker can be, and in fact have been, used to create fantastic digital worlds for players to explore. You could, with very little effort, make a game from beginning to end using solely the tiles provided by default. However, if you want to add in different looking buildings or set dressings or even work in an entirely new environment, you'll have to know how to add in custom tiles and tile sets. Through the use of custom tiles, you can completely transform your game and make it stand out from all the other RPG Maker games out there who use only the default tiles. And let's face it, with more and more RPG Maker games getting dumped onto Steam recently, there certainly are a lot of them, and you'll need some way to differentiate yourself from the crowd. So let's head on over to my computer and I'll show you how. Oh, hey guys, so we're over here at my computer and we're in RPG Maker. Now the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to click on the database and we're going to pull it up. And then we're going to navigate over to the Tile Sets tab. And this is the area where all the information regarding what tile sets are already in the game project are at. But we're just going to go here to the list, change maximum increase to get an empty one like we have with, skills and with, everything like that. Now we're going to do an edit on the exterior tile set here. So to save us some time, we're just going to copy and paste that into that empty thing. And then we're going to give it the edit suffix. Now we're going to, first of all, I'm going to show you guys how to insert just a very basic sort of, set dressing, as it were. So we're going to be doing that with the outside B tile set. You see it's the B tab, so it's outside B tile set. So we're going to navigate to the projects folder. Depending on which version of RPG Maker you are using, it will be in different places. So just sort of figure out where your project folders are and get to them. We're going to go to the tutorial game project, image, and tile sets. Now we are going to find outside B. And we're going to open it with a photo editor of your choice. You could use Photoshop. You could use Paint. Paint is going to be a much harder thing in this situation because you have to work with alignment to a grid. So I'm going to actually choose to use GIMP here. GIMP is a free piece of software. I highly recommend you check it out. There will be a link in the description down below. So pull this up. And now what we have here is we have all of the tiles in that tile set. Shiny, right? So we're going to, oops, where'd that go? Okay, having some issues. All right, so we're going to go to Image, Configure Grid. And now we're going to set this to 16 by 16. Click OK, and then go to View, Show Grid, View, Snap to Grid. Now you can do 16 by 16 or you can do 32 by 32. I prefer 16 by 16 because to me it's a little bit more precise. So we are going to want to replace something that is 2 tiles high. So 2 tiles high and 1 tile wide. So let's just find something that fits that bill. Let's go with, that? No. You know what? We are just going to replace this light post right here in its entirety. So we're going to take that and we are just going to hit delete. And so that is gone. Bye-bye. Now I have these graphics already prepared. These are actually graphics from my Pokemon Essentials project, Pokemon Next. And you can, I'm just going to use these because I already have them pre-created. I'm not a tile artist. I'm not very good at creating tiles. So if you want more information about creating tiles, you need to go somewhere else. But I can at least get them in game. So I'm going to take this and we're going to go very precise. And we're going to grab it, copy, then we're going to go over here to GIMP and click paste. Now we are going to align that. This thing is set up to snap to the grid. So there we go. So you know what, I'm gonna put it on this side of the grid. Yeah. Now a problem you might be noticing is we now have, you know, a little situation of there's black in that. Actually, you know what, we're gonna want to resize that just a wee bit. So let's go to the resize tool, and how's that gonna look? That looks fine. Let's go with that. So now we're gonna deal with the problem of the black and the lack of transparency. This is pretty simple. Just take your magic wand tool, select the black, click delete. Do it for all of the spots of black that you don't want to appear. Sometimes it can be kind of a pain in the butt. Just be sure to zoom in and grab the little spots that don't look right. Oops. Hold control to zoom out. Okay, we're going to call that good enough. It isn't exactly going to fit into the RPG Maker MV style, but that's fine. Go to File, Export As, and we're going to call this outside B edit. Click Export. All these choices are fine. Click Export. Now go back into MV, and under the outside B, just click these dots here and go to outside B edit. And if you see, our little lamppost is there. So there you go. Now this is where we get into flags a little bit. So if you see here, we have all these different tags that we can put onto it. Circle means that it can be walked over, just normal. It's just normal ground. Basically, it doesn't affect anything. It's just there. X, it cannot be walked over at all. And the star basically puts it in the foreground. So the player can walk on this tile, but when the player walks on that tile, it will appear behind that tile. So that's perfectly fine right there. Click Apply, click OK. Now, actually, we're going to do this with this snow village here, because we won't mess with the tiles at all if we do this. So we're going to go to Edit, change the tile set to Exterior Edit, click OK. And now let's go to the B tab, navigate, find our tile, click it, and let's place it in game. Now we're going to go ahead and play test. Hopefully I don't blow out your guys' ears like I have been known to in the past. So, oh, right. I forgot to change the starting point. Haha, silly me. So, set the starting position of the player. Cool. Now do this. Let's hope that this doesn't hurt your ears. I don't hear any music, so. Okay, now you walk around, you see, wham, there's a lamppost. I can't walk on it because that's how that tile is. But if we go in and we have that tile, and let's say that we put it right there for some reason, save changes, go into the game. As you see, we appear underneath that tile, but we cannot pass under this tile. So now, what about auto tiles? Auto tiles are something that VX Ace and MV can use, and VX, I believe, can use to, you know, pretty quickly and easily, you know, create tiles that look good, that fit together. That was a bad example because that one's just a block. But, you know, you've got tiles that seemingly create themselves to work perfectly. So, you know, we've got a situation here where, for instance, like, we've got that little bit of roof. You see what I mean by the auto tile. A better example would probably be this here, how it automatically puts in corners and it automatically does turns and everything. Well, I'm not going to necessarily show you how to make auto tiles. For that, you're going to want to refer to Tommy Gunn's stuff at crackedrabbitgaming.com. You can see the link here, or the address for his guide. He has a video where he spends an hour going into how to actually make the graphics for auto tiles. I highly recommend checking out. That is way more information than I really care to talk about, because he just does such a great job. So go to his website. I will also have a link to the YouTube video in the description down below. But I can show you guys how to actually put auto tiles into your tile sets. So for this one, we are going to be editing these A tiles. If you notice some of these tiles, you have outside A1, outside A2, outside A3. What the A denotes is that there are auto tiles within that tile set. Excuse me, I'm having like some dry throat issues. So we're going to actually be editing auto tile A2, outside A2. So we're going to go in here. Now, something to take note of as I open this up is the way that the auto tile ones are set up denotes what kind of tile you're going to be putting where. So why isn't that opening? Okay. So if you look at this, you'll notice one side doesn't have any transparencies at all, whereas the other side does. That's because the way that the tile sets are formatted, one side, the right side, can function with transparencies and the left side can't. So if you're doing something like a fence or something like that, like you see up here, you probably want to be doing, this side. But we're going to be configuring the grid here. Now we're going to configure this grid to 48 by 48, and you'll see why here in a second. Show grid and snap to grid. Now, as you see, there's 48. The 48 by 48 creates about perfect grid for these tiles. You could also go 16 by 16 if you want. And in fact, I might, just for the sake of ease of placement. I believe that within VX and VX Ace, and definitely within XP, all of the tile sets are 32 by 32, I believe. But actually, it might be, auto tiles might be 48 by 48. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But we're going to go here. And if you're looking, actually, if you're looking at this here, what you have is this is like sort of your main graphic. This is the corner graphics. And then this would be what the icon within the editor would look like. So this isn't really that important, but these are. So right now we're going to go over here and we have this road graphic. We're going to do the corner first. I'm just going to take it, precisely grab it, copy, go over here, and click paste. Now this one we are definitely going to have to resize. So go over, resize, click scale, okay, anchor it, go over, and now we're just going to grab this, well, I did a pretty poor job of that. Good job, John. Okay. Let's try this again. Grab this, copy, paste. Now this one should actually be about the right size. Blammo. And then we can actually paste this again and resize it and make it the icon. Scale. And pretty simply just go to File, Export As. This is going to be outside A2 Edit, Export, Export, Go back into MV, go to our exterior edit, outside A2, find outside A2 edit, click OK, click apply, and now if you notice we have our fancy dancy auto tile, which our corners are having some issues, but that just could be a resizing thing because this is a tile set that went from XP to MV, so it might just be a size issue. So just play around with stuff and you'll get something that works. But that is basically how you put tiles into the game. You can create whole buildings, you can create basically anything you want. If you're someone who has experience doing sprite work, tiles should be no problem to you. Those of us who aren't very good, luckily enough, there's a ton of places online where you can find tiles that you can use in both commercial and non-commercial projects. So just kind of dig around and find stuff. Find a style that you like, stick with it, put it into your game, work it in there, and yeah, it'll make your game look that much better.
Now there you have it. Now all you need is a bit of creativity and a lot of practice making tiles, and you're on your way to creating your next masterpiece. Now the next episode is going to be on custom animations within RPG Maker. You can click on this button over here to see if that's up. If it's not, that button will instead take you to my channel where you can subscribe. If you liked this video, give it a like. Leave a comment down below. If you really, really liked it, consider supporting me directly via Patreon. Link for that is in the description box below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time when I sing a song explaining how I am my own grandpa.